Welcome, beautiful being. I've been wanting to get started and talk about so many things. Welcome to the Akashic love field. I've been hesitating to put my voice out here in the world for multiple reasons that seem so important and yet feel totally irrelevant, especially now. And I'm reading a book by Amy McPhee, We Need Your Art. And she says, do the thing. So here I am doing the thing because this is the only way forward. I'm Jen Duchene, and I channel the Akashic love field. So my self, my being, my soul is full of wisdom or bullshit, depending on your point of view. Really, all of this information that comes through is rooted in love, and the kind of love that says, I can live the way I want to because I have free will, and you have free will too. You can live the way you want to. We all have free will, even though sometimes it doesn't look like it. And to be honest, we have free will in how we choose to react, what we choose to believe or think, or where we choose to go, whatever stories we're telling ourselves. Those are all part of the free will package, if you will. And that's all held here in the Akashic love field. The Akashic love field, what is it? So yes, it's full of love. Love and recognition of our sovereign selves. When we choose to be sovereign, when we choose to be free, then it comes with that package, the free will package. And that free will package says that with this opportunity to be free, to choose what you will believe, what you'll give your attention to, comes this recognition, this acceptance, kind of the small print that it's not guaranteed that it's going to be easy, that we're going to slide through it, but that there are actually things we have to know in order to grow and change. It's it's not like we're just getting reprogrammed, like somebody's putting us to sleep, we're getting reprogrammed, we wake up, oh, I'm a new person, I don't even have those old thoughts. No, we're in the process of dismantling the parts of our wiring that we don't agree with, and that's our free will. Like, yeah, I've been wired to believe I'm not enough, I'm too much, I'm whatever, right? But that wiring has to go because I know there's a part of me in my soul, in the depths of me, in the awareness beyond my, what we might call blockages, beyond my limitations, where I am sovereign, where I am all things. And that those all things include the awareness that there is so much more I am and so much more I want to do and experience before I depart Earth in this lifetime. And for me, and what I hear in the Akashic love field, is that we are souls that came here to experience life. And in order to experience life on Earth, we have to have challenges. We have to have things that come up to us and say, is this thing you're upholding and you're doing, is this really true? Is this really what you want? So it's like we're being offered opportunities to say, close that door, open this door. Like, I want to go here. I don't want to go here. Yes, I've been here. I felt afraid. And I just kept doing this because I didn't know any better. I didn't know I had any other opportunities. Now I'm aware there's a chink of light. What I thought was all dark and impossible, I can see a pathway. I can see a bridge. So let me take a step back here to really talk about the vastness of this knowledge, the Akashic, which is the ethers. It's a Sanskrit word, Akasha, for ether. And so in the ethers, in the places that the unknown exists, the known exists, it all exists. In that place, we have our connection, which is what we call soul or spirit or whatever the name is you choose. This thing, this life force, this breath, our inspiration, spirit. The word spirit comes from the Latin word of breathe, inspire, right? Inspire, to be inspired is to be filled with this life force, the something more that many of us believe in, feel like there's something missing, I want to go home. All of those things are related to this idea that there's something more, is there is more in me that is unexpressed. And the Akashic love field is the playground of our expression, because when we accept that we are spirit, or that we have spirit contained within our physical being, that we have to learn, like being spirit is having no body, right? It's energy, it's all the things, it's electricity, it's magnetics. But without a physical form, we can't have these experiences. We can't have embodied experiences without a physical body. And so this is the time where we learn how to be in our bodies as a spiritual being, as someone who is connected, a divine experience of being, of exploring, of creativity, of curiosity. So the Akashic field allows us to tap into all the things, all the lifetimes, all the experiences, all the history, everything we've ever experienced. Everything has a record, a building, a business, a cat, a plant. There is nothing that doesn't have some form of life force in it. And those life forces have connection to the Akasha, to the field of all there is. So tapping into the Akashic love field allows us to know ourselves, to know our magnificence, our power, and our places where we feel disempowered or less than, to know and experience it all through the filter of love, that knowing that I am whole, I'm holy, I am exactly who I choose to be in this moment. I just didn't know that I've made these choices. And now that I do, what am I willing to do with it? And now that we move into this time, we get to experience ourselves in a whole new way, because things are moving very rapidly. So what we have experienced as reality is crumbling and changing, because people around us are choosing things and we're choosing things. And sometimes we choose things that uphold. In fact, that's how reality is created. We choose to believe something. Some people go, I have this idea. I'm going to, create a farm with mushrooms and I'm going to change the world, right? That idea then takes on a life force, and this person who's doing it, the people that follow this, they're inspired by it. Some people might go, I want more power. I don't feel powerful enough. And the only way I can feel more powerful is to get other people to do things for me. I'm going to turn them all into my slaves. So these are all variations that are really the same thing, right? It's all in the field. And when we look at it from the place of love, knowing that these are our choices and collectively we're sharing space. So we choose things for ourselves that are about ourselves in order to not only expand our experience, to get to experience more things, to create more things, because that is truly our expression of life, is to create, right? We're here to create. We're meant to create. It is our natural proclivity to create, whether we're creating stories in our heads or ideas about what things mean, or we're actually creating books and art or cooking or gardening or a new idea. It's all about creation, and it's all about us stepping into the creation and understanding that the stories that we have give us a certain understanding about who we are. They also give us opportunities to explore that curiosity, that creativity, that desire to have different experiences, to say, I don't like this experience, I want something else. And getting to understand that we are not other people, right? We are very similar in the sense that we share space, but we are not identical to each other. And because we share space and that we are not identical, our old way of being together is we have somebody in charge or a bunch of people in charge who tell us all how to behave to each other. And the focus has been that the collective wins. So the most dominant voice wins. So the idea in that game would be the person with the most power over others. I'm going to tell everybody what to believe. They're going to believe me and they'll do what I say. And then if they don't do what I say, I'm going to shame them. I'm going to make them their lives a misery. I'm going to ostracize them so everybody will want to follow what I say. So that's a way we have lived under duress, believing we had no power because somebody else, we were giving it to someone else. They had it all. Now we're in a place where that's all changing, but we have to change how we think, how we behave, what we believe, how we treat ourselves, how we treat others. So we're moving from the idea that somebody else is orchestrating who we are and what we do to going, well, I'm choosing how I'm going to treat myself, knowing that how I treat myself is how I treat the rest of the world, right? So what I believe about myself is really my reflection of what I believe about the world and what's possible. I know that's a lot to take in. When I'm connected to the Akashic love field, not only am I connected to healing and to this wisdom, but it just comes through like a stream. I'm going to end here this first podcast of the Akashic love field, the Jen Duchene channeling show. And I look forward to talking to you more about what this all means to be part of the Akashic love field.